Today is my first step in my CA journey, and I couldn't afford a single mistake. Since accounts was my first exam, I didn't want to take any risk. So I reached the exam centre 45 minutes early. I checked the notice board, found my block, and sat down calmly. No last-minute confusion. Luckily, my best friend and I were seated together in the last row of the hall. A small thought crossed my mind. If papers were collected row by row, I might get a little extra time at the end. That gave me some comfort. But more than the seat, what mattered most was the strategy I had prepared. Before the exam started, I fixed one clear goal. I wanted to finish 40 marks in the first 1 hour. Why 40? Because 40 is the minimum mark required to pass. If I could secure that within the first hour, everything I wrote after that would be an added advantage for my aggregate. So I made one thing very clear to myself: I would not write the paper randomly. If you want to know the exact strategy I followed inside the exam hall, watch this video till the end. I divided the account syllabus into 3 categories. Category 1, chapters I was confident in. Even if the question was tough, I knew I could attempt it. Category 2, chapters where I knew the approach. I could solve them, but 1 or 2 adjustments might be confusing. Category 3, chapters I wasn't confident about at all. When the exam started, I followed my plan step by step. In the first 1 hour, I decided to attempt only Category 1 questions. For me, those chapters were company accounts and preparation of final accounts. Together, these 2 chapters could give me 20 to 30 marks. In my attempt, both came for 15 marks each. I started with company accounts. The first 20 minutes went well. Only 2 small entries confused me. Then I moved to final accounts. Here, I made a few small mistakes and my answer did not tally. But I did one good thing. I did not sit there for a long time. I left that question and moved on. While solving other questions, my mind kept going back to that sum. Every few minutes, I went back, corrected one line, and then moved to the next question. After that, I answered a few 5-mark questions. But I also made one wrong choice. Even before starting, I knew I could solve only half of that question. Still, I tried. After 2 steps, I didn't know what to do next, so I had to strike out 2 pages. By the time I realized this, the first 1 hour was already over. Still, by the end of the first hour, I had completed nearly 40 marks, exactly as I had planned. At this point, my confidence dropped a little. Till then, I hadn't fully completed any 15-mark or 10-mark question. Only a few 5-mark questions had tallied properly. For about 5 minutes, I honestly felt like giving up. But then I reminded myself of the plan. In the second hour, I moved to Category 2 chapters. For me, they were partnership accounts and non-profit organisation. I knew how to start these questions. Only a few adjustments were confusing. I was almost able to solve the partnership question. There was also a non-profit organisation question where an advanced concept was asked. I had never studied that part before. It was deleted in school and college, but I had no other option, so I attempted it. And surprisingly, that sum tallied perfectly. That became the only 10-mark question I solved without any error. That moment brought my confidence back. After that, I looked at the compulsory question. One thing I made sure not to skip was true or false, because it comes for 12 marks. I had revised them properly from the book back. Fortunately, in my attempt, questions were asked directly from there, so I answered them without confusion. Everyone always says, don't see it first, it will ruin your mood. But in my attempt, it turned out to be the easiest one. That question completely changed my mindset. By the end of the exam, I was able to attempt around 90 marks. 3 questions of 15 marks, 1 question of 10 marks. True or false, 12 marks. Remaining were 5-mark questions. Most of the 10-mark and 5-mark questions tallied properly. The 15-mark questions were completed, but not fully tallied. After coming out of the exam hall, I felt one thing. Maybe I can score around 50 or 55. This exam taught me something very important. Writing accounts is not just about knowledge, it's about planning, question selection, and time control. If you are a CA student, don't just study hard. Plan how you will write the paper. If you want to know the strategies I used for the remaining exams, stay tuned.